ahead, I'm going to look at that. Somebody actually gave me this. Just a second. Blazing Emblem. Where is it? It's this one right here. Let me see. Yeah, I think you guys can see it from there. It's probably worth, I would say, like 150 gold. Probably, if I had to like randomly guess, yeah, Blazing Emblem. Does it mean you're trying to seize the means of production? I am actually I'm unironically trying to seize the means of production. Okay? So I'm going to go over here. We'll take a look at this video. This is a new thing. And this video, so Belular is actually, Belular is actually upset about this. I can already tell. Yikes. Yikes. WoW has never sold cosmetics like this before. BFA's campaigns end. 8.3 plan. All right. Okay. Yikes. All right, boys, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. Now, I did look at this before, but I'll show it to you guys as well. And you can take a look and see what's going on here, all right? Give me 1 second here. Clickbait? No, it's not clickbait. It's actually true. I know what it is. Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the World of Warcraft news. It has been quite the week. First, over 1,800 of you joined our Discord. It's a lovely community that's developing over there. I'd highly recommend checking it out, especially the Lore Speculation channel. That's a great group of people. Okay. Also, it's Druid Month over on Patreon. Yet another gorgeous set of art from our game development team, and it's the best way to support what we've been doing. And on that, thank you for all of your support on last week's announcement video. Right. Seriously, that was a massive morale boost to the whole team, and they all really appreciated it. Oh, and also, episode 4 of the Complete WoW History went up yesterday, so there's that. And with all that housekeeping done, let's get into the video. Okay, recruiter friends, let us begin with the most dramatic story of this week. Don't worry, there'll be actual game content later on if that's the only segment of the video that you're interested in. So, the recruiter friend system went away in June, with Blizzard saying it would be back shortly. In the time between then and now, they also introduced Party Sync on the PTR. That is a feature that makes a whole lot more sense now, given how it seems like it will release alongside the new recruiter friend. Now, I did say this was a dramatic story, and I think it's dramatic for a decent enough reason here. Recruit a Friend has always had rewards, yes, and that's ranged from mounts to pets to game time. That is continuing, but I think Blizzard have been just a little tad dastardly with the particular rewards that they've chosen. So, you know the League of Explorers from Hearthstone? Well, it's basically all themed around that aesthetic, which, if you think about it, a lot of people have played Hearthstone who have not played WoW, so that would be an aesthetic they would be kind of aware of. But anyway, first, an explanation of this system before we deconstruct it. You can recruit new players or just people who have not purchased game time on their account over the last 2 years. Now, given how Classic just drove a massive uptick in subscriptions, I suspect that fewer accounts would be eligible for that now than it would have been a while ago, and you could tinfoil hat and say that, well, maybe they want that so they get all of those accounts to subscribe, and then people to get the cosmetics just do it on a dummy account. You kind of could sort of tinfoil that, but let's move on. Anyhow, like... Of course you can do that. Anybody can obviously do that. There's... it's the same thing as, like, back in the day, whenever you'd have, like, a kid, like... for me, right? I had a Game Boy, and then I got a Game Boy Color. And because none of my other friends had a Game Boy, I had to connect my 2 Game Boys together in order to trade myself Pokemon, in order to evolve them, because nobody else would trade with me. So, it's like, this is the same thing, right? It's basically... Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing. With Old Recruiter Friend, you can teleport to each other and get a 50% experience boost while leveling. There are then, of course, rewards for the person who does the recruiting. And this is where things are a little bit different, actually, and it's where you can really see the money-making potential of Blizzard's new setup here. So, for every month of game time that you drive into World of Warcraft, you get rewards, with the first 12 months having a set group of rewards, and you then just getting game time every 3 months after that. Now, the thing is that can be 12 months from 1 friend, 6 months from 2 friends, and so on. And you can earn those rewards faster the more people that you recruit to the game. So 1 friend adding multiple months of game time would be the same as multiple friends adding 1 month. And this basically means the new rewards are, they kind of are. So if you sign up for our Juice program and you recruit 3 of your friends, then you have 3 of your friends underneath you recruit 3 of their friends, then you're making money not only off of the 3 of your friends that you recruited, but the 9 people under them that they recruited. So you just keep making more and more and more money, right? This is exactly how it works, okay? And, the new system obviously is called Recruiter Friend. Or cosmetic microtransactions, because you, a player, can just drop a year of game time instantly on a fresh account that you recruit, and you can just get all of the cosmetics instantly. So doing that will give you... Think about that, guys. You can literally get all of the cosmetics for the low price of $200. It only costs $200 for you to get all of the cosmetics. That's it. Pretty good. all the rewards plus 4 game time rewards. Now, assuming that each one of those game time rewards is 30 days, you'll basically be paying 8 months of game time in order to get all the cosmetics.
Yep.
That's $120. So let's look at the rewards themselves. Month 1 gives you a monkey pet, month 2 gives you game time, 3 gives you a nifty looking camel mount, and 4 gives you the renowned explorer title.
Incredible.
Month 5 gives you game time, while month 6 gives you a weapon enchant transmog. Then month 7 gives you the renowned explorer's tabard, while 8 gives you game time,
Amazing.
9 gives you a desert themed dual seater plane, 10 then gives you a rucksack back slot cosmetic, 11 gives you game time, and then 12
awesome,
gives you the renowned explorer's attire.
God
so
damn.
that's what, 2 mounts, a tabard, a pet, an enchant effect transmog, a rucksack, a title, and a transmog ensemble, all for $120. Well, the thing is, mounts cost $25 in the store, and there's 2 of them, so that's $50 of value. Then the Mog helms, when they were sold, I think they cost $15. Pets cost $15. So if the the backpack was sort of an equal value to one of the old helms, and the pet was also $15, and maybe the tabard and the enchant were say $10 each, that's about $100 of value, maybe $120. So they basically are
actually $0 of value because you don't own the items and they're cosmetic in a video game. So it's actually $0 of value. Let's just keep that all in mind. You're not getting $100 worth of value. You're getting $0 worth of value. And also, by the way, it's actually not even $0. It's negative value because the money that you're fucking spending is the item you're spending on items that they said that they were gonna fucking make with your money that you gave them in the first place. It's like, imagine paying somebody. It's like you pay somebody to make your food, and then they make the food, and then they're like, well, now pay me again for me to give it to you. That's pretty much what's happening.
Priced in terms of current game store items. Now, the 2 mounts come from 3 and 6 months, with there being 3-month rewards or game time rewards during that period, meaning they basically cost 6 months of sub. So that's what, $90 for 2 mounts, a pet, and like a tabard. Point basically here is, right, that these are actually priced in the same terms as the current in-game store items, and given how you can get them instantly upon purchasing multiple months, they do effectively operate as traditional microtransaction cosmetic items.
Yes.
So understanding that angle to things, that is the read that many people have had on this situation. I think you can see that, yeah, like Blizzard are selling a cosmetic backpack, a transmog set, a tabard, and an enchant on basically the in-game store, and that is somewhat of a first for the game. Now, it's worth saying, this new stuff looks gorgeous. The art team, as always, have absolutely outdone themselves. They're incredible over at Blizzard. So I won't lie, I think these look amazing, but it obviously has kicked up controversy for a few reasons that I do think are valid.
Why.
So first, there's always the argument that these would be best used as in-game rewards, in this case, particularly for archaeology. Now, that's really a fair criticism. Archaeology is one of the game features that has, I think, the most promise, but the least delivery.
It doesn't, like, here's the problem with archaeology is that you literally just run around. And then there's the arrow. Go over that way. Oh, wow! 4 fragments! Only 150 more to go before I can identify another item that's not good because it won't be pristine. Woohoo! Listen, archaeology sucks. It's sucked ever since the beginning. And it's only gotten to suck even more and more and more. Now that they've added a separate level of artifacts with pristine artifacts, and there's like achievements and everything associated with them. I don't think they should make these archaeology rewards. Why do I think they shouldn't make them archaeology rewards? Is because archaeology is not fun. Archaeology is not compelling or good content. They should wait until the items make sense to bring into the game, and they should do that then. It is not fun. It's not compelling content. It's bad content. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's random. It's not fun.
Something that's tremendously sad given the rich history of Azeroth and how much fun that could be. It's always felt like a bit of an abandoned profession, probably, more so now than ever, given that these are the perfect rewards for archaeology. So that's a fair criticism. Then next, we've got a new type of cosmetic, one that's never been seen in the game before.
The backpack is awesome.
Backpacks. Yeah. Right, one of these rewards is a backpack. It looks really cool. Even just the novelty of actually wearing a backpack is, well, it's oddly exciting. But the thing is, well, it's the first backpack to ever be put in the game, game, and rather than be from playing the game, it is a cosmetic microtransaction, which I do believe leaves a bad taste in one's mouth. I mean, it certainly does.
Yeah, and that tastes of shit because Blizzard just shit in your mouth by basically making you pay extra money. Now, the recruiter friend thing, I think that this is in a way for the greater good, right? And I want to kind of have like two perspectives on this. Is that recruiting new people to the game should be beneficial for the player. But I don't think that the beneficial nature of recruiter friend necessarily has to come at the cost of the exclusivity of cool items in the game. There's no law that says that there has to be mounts and pets that are exclusive to the store or exclusive to these different promotional programs for Blizzard to make. The only thing that I think they should do is they should give you more game time, they should give you a level up bonus or something like that. But whenever you get into cosmetic rewards that are exclusively available through this system, then I think that you run the risk into basically moving towards a system where you are basically creating these new systems into the game with the microtransaction-esque rewards in mind. And then now the systems are being, like the rewards are being put into the game and the systems are being put into the game to basically be a structure around the rewards to get people to pay money. And whenever you design things from that backward perspective, then I think you're just going to have something terrible. And I think that's what's happened. This recruiter friend thing, like I'm probably going to get all the items, right? I mean, of course I will. Why wouldn't I get all the items? But at the same time, it's really disappointing that Blizzard feels like they have to do this in order to get more people into playing the game. It really, really sucks.
Show where Blizzard's priorities are in this one, given that somebody can just drop a year of subscription at once to instantly get this.
What a surprise.
Really, I think the core of why this stings for people is that it's a unique and desirable reward. And this is by far the best kind of adventure, Indiana Jones-like set of cosmetics in the game, and it's only available through Recruit a Friend, which does involve money being turned over. Ultimately, cosmetic microtransactions do have to be desirable in order for Blizzard to make money selling them.
That's right.
So this stuff is going to continue. I just wish Blizz had a bit more.
That's exactly why they made the first backpack in the store. That's exactly why. I mean, if they just made a random fucking tabard that didn't even look good, less people would do this. The cooler the item, the more people are going to buy it. That's why they do things like this.
Packed with it. And based on some scuttlebutt I've heard, let's just say expect stuff like this to keep on going in the future. WoW certainly doesn't make its money from subs alone. Sure, subs are important, but as a Blizzard PR person said themselves to me, and this was them in an official capacity, not even a back channel or anything, cosmetic microtransactions are important to Blizzard to the point of subscriber numbers no longer being an accurate representation of the game itself. An official Blizz person said that to me. So, as always, look, with these...
What a reassuring thing to hear. You know, as somebody who is very concerned about the health of the game, a very reassuring thing to hear is the fact that they no longer count the amount of people who are actively playing the game to be representative of how many people enjoy the game or the game's success. Like, oh yes, that is just, oh boy, we're so happy now. That's amazing. I cannot fucking believe it. I don't care about sub numbers because we can get more money from people buying cosmetics. You're exactly right. I think they're just catering towards the Asian market. It's like what that guy said in the Destiny clip. There's all these people in the Asian market that are doing this kind of stuff, and it's just going to keep going this way too. Who cares about how many people play? We only care about how those that pay. That's right. That's exactly right.
Segments about the money side, when I do them, my goal is to deconstruct the business model so that you fully understand it. We're in an era where intellectual property has replaced much of culture, and where fandom is often abused by faceless corporations who really don't care about you. And while many will defend this store, remember this is the same Activision Blizzard who axed 800 staff earlier this year. This is the same Activision Blizzard that underpays staff for its area, basically exploiting passion for, exploiting passion and the fact that people just want to get into Blizz, and not really compensating them at sort of standard industry rates. So as much as, we can all love World of Warcraft and Classic and, the lore of the game and all that, I do think it's worth being very skeptical of elements of the business side of things, as much as
So I feel like the layoffs, right? It was bad because, people like Yethesons and other friends of ours, right, got let go. but I don't know. I think companies also should have the I don't know what word is for it, like the authority or the autonomy to decide that they want to restructure the company in a certain way. And if they feel like all those people are redundant, then obviously they have every right to get rid of them. It's just disappointing, I think, for a lot of people, because the people that they got rid of were the most front-facing and forward-facing figures of the company.
They're not fun to talk about. They're not comfortable to talk about sometimes. I do think they are a very important topic. Anyhow, with that exciting business covered, let's talk about patch 8.2.5 because it has had another PTR build, and while it doesn't really add much that we can see, it adds a lot we can speculate about. First, the splash screen confirms that 8.2.5 will see the end of the war campaign. It features the art of Sylvanas and Anduin, clearly teasing a large confrontation between the Alliance and the Horde forces, and if you think about it, they're probably going to tie off the war campaign in order to funnel us into some massive event in patch 8.3. So I think quite clearly what we're going to be seeing is, our Alliance and Horde Rebel characters waiting for Sylvanas' revenge in Thunderbluff, and that's going to be probably a massive storyline. Now, the only other bit of information that we have is WoW had data mined what looks to be a Durotar Warfront, and that Sarfang has loads of scene scripts, and that indicates that he'll be in a lot of the in-game cutscenes.
I bet he's going to die. I bet Sarfang's going to die 100%, dude. Because, that's why I bet they're bringing back Thrall. Is because Thrall's going to come back, and then, because if Sarfang dies, then, the orcs have, there's, no, who's the orc leader? No one. What other orc is there? You guys think of another orc besides Sarfang and Thrall? Etrig? Okay, exactly. Yeah, Rexar? Yeah, Etrig. Nobody cares about Etrig. Okay, literally, here's how little Blizzard cared about Etrig. I think most of the time in the game, you didn't even have a dialogue interact option with him. You would just click on him and it's oh, there's that orc with that name. You couldn't even talk to him. He's just there.
It's not all, though, because the recent build also added 2 encrypted cinematics. Now, here's the thing about these. Combined, they're very long indeed, clocking in at 3 minutes 18 and 6 minutes 18. Now, it has been pointed out by some that these times are quite close to the Old Soldier and Lost Honor cinematics, but I think we need to take a deeper look at that one. Lost Honor is 6 minutes 21 on YouTube. Its first 7 seconds is the Blizz logo, and the last 21 seconds is the Battle for Azeroth logo and the YouTube end card. And while I could see Blizz display their own logo at the start of the Old Soldier cinematic, I highly doubt they'll just leave 10 seconds of the BFA logo and then 10 seconds of a YouTube end screen. So remove those, and Old Soldier is down below 6 minutes runtime, so shorter than the encrypted cinematic we see here. The same goes for Lost Honor, which is 3 minutes 18, just like one of the encrypted videos, but 18 of those seconds are the BFA logo and text saying worldofwarcraft.com. That is not something Blizzard would leave in the in-game version of the cinematic, so I think these are actually real. Plus, why bother encrypting 2 cinematics we've already seen, and on top of that, why not also include the 3rd cinematic in that series, Safe Haven? So I think it's fairly clear that these are 2 new cinematics that will round off the war campaign. I think it can happen in 2 ways. I think maybe
I will be so happy if they actually bring out a fucking full-feature cinematic like this one to wrap up the expansion. I was so upset that they didn't make a longer cinematic at the end of Legion. This is with fucking Sargeras, dude. With fucking Sargeras, dude. I mean, think about how big of a deal that is. This is the end of the Burning Crusade, the biggest fucking expansion that's been going on for 10 goddamn motherfucking years, and then they finally just what? And then they just pull him away, and that's it. He stabs the fucking earth. Who cares? Okay, that's good. But, don't you think they should maybe talk to the guy and be like, hey, man, it's done. Thanks for the content, but we're going to put you in jail now for a while, and Illidan's going to be here for some unforeseen reason, and that's pretty much it. If they had done a cinematic for the end of Argus, and it had been a 6-minute or 10-minute cinematic, with the Blizzard quality for the cinematic quality, I think that would have been fair, because that was the big story. That was even bigger than the Lich King in a way, right? The Burning Crusade. That was the big fucking story of the entire game. They should have wrapped it up with a massive cinematic. That's $10 million. Well, you know what? They should have spent it because it means that much. It's that important. It's the biggest story of the fucking game. It is the culmination of like over 10 years of storyline. 10 years. They can afford to make a 10-minute cinematic. Should have done
one
it.
of these will be the launch cinematic for the patch, and the other one could be the finale of the war campaign, or it could be an Alliance and a Horde cinematic for the same event, presumably with the Horde one being a little bit longer because, well, I'm sure they'll have a spicy situation at the end. Whatever it is, though, I think it's
Horde aren't as smart, right? So they have to... it takes them longer to get the same idea, right? So like a 3-minute cinematic for Alliance to convey a message is the same as a 6-minute cinematic for Horde, because you have to repeat things for them, because it's just stupid, you know?
Abundantly clear that Blizz are going to end the war campaign with a bang. I think it'll be absolutely massive. That last cinematic, I think it's going to be one of the most important in-game cinematics we've seen in quite some time. It's going to set up 8.3, and I also think Blizzard are doing this whole thing knowing that their timelines are aligning such that this will drop like just before BlizzCon, which means they'll enter BlizzCon with a lot of hype for that story, and they'll be able to do their massive patch reveal for 8.3
I certainly hope
at
so.
BlizzCon, which could be a pretty exciting thing. Now, indeed, if that Shadowlands leak that we covered a while ago is true, then yeah, it would take a cinematic like that to set things up, showing, you know, the battle for Thunderbluff and then Sylvanas taking Stormwind. And I mean, sure, Stormwind being taken wouldn't make sense in in-game sort of sense for a while, but hey, that didn't stop them with the Siege of Orgrimmar, so I doubt it's going to stop them this time. No doubt, though, I think it's going to be pretty large, I think quite controversial, as most BFA plot developments have been, but it certainly will give us a lot to talk and speculate about. And then finally, for today's bit of news, Blizzard have added a new UI element called Show Final Destination. And no, it's not a horror movie tie-in, it's a button that brings you to a quest's final marker on your map, allowing you to more easily navigate around the in-game map. So there you go, that is the World of Warcraft news for this week. It's a sort of interesting one because patch 8.2.5, like, hit the PTR, had a bunch of updates, we were able to do our fun Rathian video, and then it was just silent. Silent to the point where whenever they were doing WoW Classic stress
I'm pretty
tests,
sure we never watched
the PTR servers would go down. And believe me, that interrupted a lot of our video making. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. That's beginning to heat up now. We did do previous videos speculating the release date of 8.2.5, and they pretty much put it in mid to late September. Now, like, it is actually possible that could still be the case. We may see it pushed to early October. Nothing here has been marked as a release candidate yet, so I think we're at least 2 weeks off. So we're at least like late September. Could be early October. Now, if you have that patch coming out in early October, that's when you get your big sort of hype lore, and then that leads you pretty much naturally into BlizzCon, and I'd say we would see, you know, the BlizzCon Friday reveal of 8.3, and then maybe that Monday or Tuesday, I think that's when we'd see it on the PTR. You then have that PTR begin in early November.
That's exactly
what makes sense. And then, you know, what, 2 months sort of, so from November to December, and then maybe a release in very early January. I think that's my current prediction for just how Battle for Azeroth is going to go over the next while. Of course, though, let me know what you think, and why not, instead of letting me know what you think down in these video comments, do it on our shiny new Discord, which is a very fun place to hang out, especially if you want to get that delicious lore speculation. I mean, there's times I wake up, I look at my phone, I just see Discord 75 plus missed messages, 3.
Yeah, I have that in about 800 different fucking things. Let me just look at here, okay? So, as someone on Reddit once said, the recruiter friend rewards are desert themed because it's a huge pyramid scheme. Shit. Shit, that's true. What the fuck? Wow. That's actually really good. Holy shit. Give me 1 second here. Let me read the rest of this. Wow. In a game where cosmetic is the only real reward, this is pretty disgusting. That's right. There should have been in-game rewards for archaeology profession, not microtransactions. I think I'll just wait until all this ends up on the store. I have no friends that want to play WoW. Yeah, I can understand that. I hope we don't get a transmog cloak and toy like we did last year for the BlizzCon virtual ticket. The only reason they did that is because they knew that people would still buy them just to play the classic demo. That's the only reason they increased the prices of the BlizzCon ticket last year, is they knew that if they did that, people would still buy it. It was more inelastic because people were just so hyped up to play classic for the first time. It's obvious that's what it was. Let me look over here. Blizzard made a game for dressing up and nothing more. Yeah, that's right. I order a pizza and this instantly pops up. Good times. There you go. Let me read this here. Let's be clear about something on this too. Final Fantasy XIV does have a cash shop with cosmetics. However, a good 80-ish% of those can also be gotten in-game or were available in-game through special events and fan fests. They've been put up here by people that missed out on it. There are new players who might want to get those. Some things like certain poses and the experience boost gear are only available through the cash shop, certainly to be expected. Not expected, but okay. I actually can't think of a single item on top of my head that's available in the WoW game to get in a world that's on the cash shop now. Well, yeah, because that's not a good way to do things. Like, I don't even know. Like, they're both bad. I mean, they're both bad. It's like, how are you going to say they're both bad? Like, this is like, oh, do you want a turd sandwich or a fucking giant douche? It's like, you want to get fucked in the ass or you know, whatever else. I love archaeology and WoW. No, you don't. No, you don't. I guarantee you don't. I bet if I looked at this guy's fucking armory, he would not even have the pristine artifact achievements. I guarantee you he's fucking lying. Like, nope, no. This is the, oh, I love that. So fun. And then I look at their fucking armory. They never do it. They never have it. Like, this is ridiculous, okay? Blizzard's really going overboard with this, getting quite disenchanted with the future of WoW. Well, then just go play Classic. This is kind of sad to see. Makes me appreciate Classic even more whenever I see these kinds of things. It really is getting even worse with the store. What the fuck does Recruiter Friend have to do with desert exploration? Well, simple. They're exploring the desert of BFA because nobody's there. Renowned Explorer title. What did you just explore? Money sinks? Yeah, you explored your bank account and you let Blizzard do the same thing. Wow, I love this set, but it's bullshit. Needing friends to sub for 12 months is ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. What I learned from this video, Belular adjusts his glasses like an anime character. If Asmongold isn't Belular's biggest Patreon supporter, then he certainly should be. The man gives him something interesting to show his followers and subscribers every day. True. We'll give that a +1 right there. About microtransactions are ruining video games. They aren't... I like this one, dude. They aren't even micro anymore. Like, what do you call a $100 backpack in a video game? Besides Fallout 76. That's a macro transaction. That is not, that's not a whale, that's not even a whale transaction. That is a, that's a super whale transaction, okay? That is a super whale transaction. It's bad. And macro, yeah, macro trans, you know what we should call that? I actually really, why don't we do that? Why don't we start this? Any microtransaction that's more than $5, call it macro transaction. Because this is ridiculous. Because like microtransaction, it diminishes. It you know, it makes it not as much as it really is. It's like, oh, it's just a little microtransaction. It's only $35. It's a microtransaction. No, it's not. That's literally more than a video game. You can get an entire game. Like this is ridiculous, okay? It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Tweet it, macro transactions. Yeah, macro transactions. Keep that in mind. Imagine dropping $120 on cosmetics in a game that people pay for $15 a month. This is too much, right? It's not free to play either. People pay a box price, then a sub, and now on top, both of those are expected to pay for cosmetics. This is just another example of Blizzard fucking people in the ass. We've seen this happen a lot, and now it's happening again. Listen, first things first, I want to watch